I just saw Skyscraper, like, literally less than 24 hours ago. Shout out to my time management for sucking so much ass. Skyscraper was one of those movies where I was waiting seeing it, but I wasn't exactly excited like I had been for other movies, or dreading seeing it like with others. It was just one that I saw the trailer of, and I realized, oh, fuck, I gotta review this. So I did, and Skyscraper was, it was something else. Again, apologies for my voice, I'm still not feeling great, so yeah. Anyway, Skyscraper is 100% a Dwayne Johnson movie. The man has more screen time in it than the fucking CGI. And there's CGI basically everywhere. It's basically a disaster movie. And I say basically because it does focus heavily more on the quote-unquote plot that they think they made here. Same as with most Dwayne Johnson movies, it's governed by one key principle. Fun. And it's fun. It's fucking fun. But not for the reasons it should be. Skyscraper is sloppily made, error-filled, and has as much continuity as watching The Hunger Games and then watching Passengers and thinking they're in the same franchise. There is no continuity. It's such a fun trip, frankly. Nothing makes sense and all of it is completely ridiculous. The moment you think that you've reached the peak of this insane skyscraper, it goes 10 stories further and makes you question everything you thought you knew. Skyscraper has this really special way of telling its story. Every so often, when we see Dwayne Johnson doing a Dwayne Johnson, it'll cut to a crowd in China, where the movie takes place, and they're looking at this massive flat screen TV with a news logo, and on it is Dwayne Johnson, and the entire crowd applauds as Dwayne Johnsoning. At face value, it's not bad. Frankly, it's an interesting story mechanic. However, there is one problem. There are no cameras. Every time the movie cuts to see him scaling the skyscraper on the big screen with the crowd, we see no way of how they're getting that camera angle. Logical assumption would be, oh Tahu, there must be helicopters, Tahu. No, see, whenever we see a cut, we're able to see around him, and around him we can quite clearly see there's fucking no one in the air. Matter of fact, earlier in the film, there's a helicopter following Dwayne Johnson, and the thing fucking crashes because of the fire in the tower. So we know for a fact that helicopters can't even be following him, even if it was some sort of super silent invisible one that was licensed by the Chinese government. This is the ridiculousness I'm talking about. The movie just does shit without thinking about the consequences of it. If you go into it expecting to laugh at its stupidity, you're going to have a fuckload of fun. But if you're going into it under the way the marketing said it would be, where it's a drama with a very serious, die-hard-esque plot, you'll be incredibly disappointed because it's not that at all. CGI affects a lot of movies these days. It's really easy to make a competent film and have it be watered down and destroyed by CGI that takes you entirely out of it. The Star Wars prequels were bad, but if they decided to not make it look like a shitty video game and actually had some sets and material costumes, it'd probably be a bit better. Just a bit. And Skyscraper has excellent CGI, some of the best I've ever seen recently. Only one scene really struck me as, oh, that's kind of CGI there. And it was a very clear focus on Dwayne Johnson. If you know how cameras focus, you can normally see that blurred edge, and in this scene it was quite clear he was in a green screen. Other than that, it was fantastic, and surprisingly, despite its abhorrent story, it somehow did what many other modern movies are unable to do now. The acting is also good, obviously. It's Dwayne Johnson, Pablo Schreiber, and Neve Campbell. The whole cast was good, which was part of what made the movie so laughable and fun. The movie takes what's happening very serious, similar to an 80s movie, but the situations are absolutely ludicrous. Without the amazing CGI and great acting, nothing would have been able to hold this movie up. It'd just be bad, with no redeeming qualities, and no entertainment value whatsoever. I think the bad of this whole movie stems from one thing. The birth of whoever pitched this movie. The plot? Whack. The characters? Whack. The pacing? Whack. Everything about this movie other than the acting and the CGI is whack. The plot struggles to understand that when something is hard to do, they can't all of a sudden make it doable in a few seconds because it invalidates the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. The characters are the epitome of cliches and setups. The entire first half of the first act just has characters say shit that is called back in the final act, in case the audience forgot. I guess we're just that stupid. The pacing escalates faster than Elon Musk's fucking Hyperloop, except it doesn't have any brakes. It just keeps going until it's incapable of going anymore. I was expecting to get let down by Skyscraper, similar to Den of Thieves or Red Sparrow, but it's not. It's poorly made, don't get me wrong, but it's so fast-moving and insane that no matter what you do, you can't help but laugh at the sheer absurdity of everything being thrown in your face on screen. Skyscraper is bad. It has some good people attached to it, but it's a royal clusterfuck. An excellent one to see fall apart, but when I review these, my enjoyment is second to the quality of the film. How well made the movie is, the writing, directing, acting, casting, CGI, and sometimes the soundtrack. All of it is more important. I think a lot of people can get fun out of this movie because at the end of the day, Skyscraper is the epitome of dumb fun. But in no way is it for everyone. It's a disappointing film by any measure you'd rate a movie. But as I've said, you can like a shitty movie, and I really fucking like this shitty movie. I give Skyscraper a 3 out of 10. It revels in inadequacy and poor continuity, resulting in a movie that is jarring and takes you out of everything with zero sympathy, but I loved watching it. It was a great experience, and this is one of the only reviews where I legitimately think the enjoyment was more important, because if you like this movie, it's not going to be because of the overarching plot, or lack thereof. It'll be the sheer nonsense on screen and quality of CGI. It's simply put, dumb fun. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Again, I am sorry the last 2 weeks for being so fucked up. I was not feeling well at all. I was actually the sickest I've ever been in my entire life. So if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and call me an asshole for not pushing through and making a video. And comment what you thought of it as well, obviously, and what stuff you'd like to see me talk about next. Make sure to subscribe to see more content like this in the future, and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications, because YouTube's notification system is horrible. And it's summertime, so I, like any good YouTuber, am going to show myself out because it works for Logan Paul, so why not hop on that bandwagon? I've got some merch, and if you'd like to support me in the channel, please check it out. This video is absolutely going to get claimed by some absolute losers who have no clue what US law is, so I have no way of keeping the income from this video. This is the #1 way to support the channel outside of Patreon. All support is greatly appreciated, but obviously not necessary. Your viewership alone means the world. I personally recommend the premium tee option. It's as comfortable as wearing a shirt made of kittens. A shirt made of fucking kittens. And if t-shirts aren't your thing, don't worry, we've got sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, and plenty more. Link for that and everything else you'd need is in the description below, as well as my IMDb list. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. If you'd like to have your art featured in a video, draw me or one of my wondrous characters, such as the majestic Chad the Sad, and tweet it to @TahukanTV on Twitter. Huge thank you to Patreon supporters Anonymous and Matt Porter. I really appreciate it.